good to go. Alright, so in this video I'll explain how to do acid washing. It's pretty much really similar to house washing, except you only do it after they've constructed a new house that's made of brick and they've got all this mortar splatter and mess on the outside of a house. It's not going to be removed with normal bleach like we would in house washing procedure. So we're essentially going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to use hydrochloric acid instead of using bleach. So yeah, pretty much before you do anything, this is a particularly bad example. What you guys are going to do this afternoon, or for most jobs, it's just going to be a lot lighter. Just a couple of smears like this on the face of the brick that you're going to want to remove. That's about it. There might be a couple of little splats and stuff here and there, but yeah, so in general, you're going to want to knock off any large clumps first, because in this particular brick, the grout is receded into the gap there, so it doesn't really matter as much. But on a lot of brick, the grout is right up against the edge there, and you're not going to want to erode it too much. So if you can knock off all the big clumps, then when you spray it with the acid at the end, it'll just remove the haze and any bits left on the bottom without, otherwise the amount of acid you would have to use to remove a large clump of mortar like that would just be so much that it would also erode all the grout as well. So acid will, I can give you an example here, will dissolve concrete and cement and grout and mortar, but it won't dissolve the brick. So if you zoom in here, you can see hydrochloric acid. You want to be really careful with it. Don't breathe it in straight out of that box as well. But this is going to be 33% hydrochloric acid, and you'll see if I pour it on there, it'll dissolve the cement. That's pretty much all we're going to do on the grout here. Yeah. So it does get pretty fumy as well. But yeah, you just want to knock off just if there's any large clumps. Yeah, I got it in here as well, but on the particular one that you guys are doing, the grout comes all the way out, so you don't need to worry about this. Just don't, when you do rinse it at the end, don't blast it too hard, otherwise it will blast the grout out. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Once you've taken off the large chunks, you're just going to want to get your acid. You can even see there, it actually erodes it a fair bit. It'll erode like the cement part, not the actual aggregate in the cement part. Yep. And then we'll just grab a normal extra tube. Stick that in. Yeah, just be really careful, because if you get this stuff on your hands, it'll sting a lot more than bleach will, and it's quite fumy as well. Make sure you've got the tip in, the red tip, to draw 1 to 10. If there is a really bad spot, you can take the tip out, but you're not really going to want it. It's just too strong for that. Anyway, so yep, that's in. Make sure that's all drained out. Just be careful with plants, all the usual. If there is grass under here, you can give it a little rinse down. The particular one you guys are doing this afternoon, it doesn't actually have grass. It's like a new build, so it's all just dirt and stuff. You don't need to worry about any of the surroundings. If you do have glass, and you let it dry on the glass, it can etch and leave little marks. So if it's a very rare service that we don't usually do, but if you are doing a whole house and you've got windows like this, obviously make sure the windows are closed, wet them all before, spray the brick parts with the acid, with the mortar, and then rinse the window after as well, just to make sure. What we're pulling here, only 1 to 10, it's not going to be very strong and it won't affect the windows too badly, even if it did dry, but it's just a good safety measure. Then yeah, just turn your pressure up at the end, not to a full 4,000, but just turn the revs up. And then you're just going to want to rinse it. It. Sometimes it'll need a second coat in parts, most of the time it'll be fine. And yeah, just heavily rinse everything. Obviously just whenever you're spraying the acid, make sure you turn the revs right down. Yeah, just so it's not fuming up, it's quite strong, you can smell it before. But yeah, other than that, that's all there is to it.